Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Small Business Saturday, where we will be talking about 4 outdated marketing habits to quit. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another special edition of Small Business Saturday, where it's Girl Power Edition. Whoop, whoop. I am here with Britt, and we are talking about 4 marketing habits that you need to quit. If you're doing any of these, make sure you stop doing them. Starting with number 1. What is the first one, Britt?
Number 1 is, drumroll please,
broad and generic messaging. So typically with that, we see as kind of any sort of messaging that goes into an ad or any sort of marketing piece where it's just a blanket to everybody involved. Yes. You're just kind of coding everybody with one message. Give us an example, Britt, about what would the opposite of that be? What would more specific messaging look like?
Yeah, so let's go with Star Wars, right? Everyone loves Star Wars. Men, women, kids, dogs to maybe some extent. Pets love Star Wars too. But if you're selling like Star Wars t-shirts or merchandise, right, you are not going to send that same ad to everyone in that audience, right? You want to break up that audience, break up that messaging. You're going to have different pictures. You're going to have different creative, different wording that you send to women versus men versus kids, right?
Right.
So all of that is going to have to be different ads, at least 3, right? If not more, if you want to A/B test things. But you want it to speak to that audience and not just, you know, be generic.
Awesome tips. You heard it here. Make sure that you're specifically targeting and not doing any sort of broad-based targeting with broad-based messaging. Target and speak to who you're trying to target. Second tip. Using static images. Talk to us about that. So you want to use video versus images, right?
Yes. Yes. Not to say that static images are totally dead, but when you are scrolling on Facebook, Instagram, just Twitter, whatever, you're more likely to stop for a video because 1, it autoplays, right? And 2, it's more interesting. It tells, I know that whole like, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video's worth like 20,000 words, right?
Yeah.
It tells you so much more than just a picture. It engages the audience. Plus, bonus, if you are doing Facebook ads and you get those video views, that's an audience that you can then retarget back to.
Yeah.
So,
and you have to think about it with like TikTok. Everyone talks about how, like, when I talk to people and they're like, I don't have a TikTok, and I'm like, why? And they're like, well, because I will be stuck on there for hours.
Which is true. It's a black hole.
Video is much more engaging than pictures. So incorporate video into all of your marketing as well.
Yes.
Don't just use pictures.
Yes.
All right. Number 3, focus on flaws and pain points. I do still see a lot of marketing happening with that, trying to tell me what my issues are and and how I can be helped. So what would someone do to counter something like that?
So pain points are interesting because I feel like that's been a staple in marketing techniques since like the dawn of time, where it's like, hey,
preach.
You know, your acne is not, you know, something that you should, you know, show. It's something you should cover up with makeup, or you need to buy this, you know, cologne or this like type of shirt or whatever it is. Like catching people with their weaknesses, their pain points, their insecurities is something that like now we're really starting to change because we don't want to hear about that, right? We want to, the conversation has changed more to an empowerment thing and like, you know, wanting to embrace your insecurities and, you know, things that society might consider a flaw, which is sad, but it's a good thing that, you know, we're becoming more, you know, conscious and open to that. And as a result, the marketing world's changing too and needs to change. So, and a good example is if you have, you know, I see this a lot with clothing brands, plus size clothing brands. There used to be just, you know, models that are just, you know, they're 6'8", they're, you know, the same size, and they're trying to sell you stuff that, you know, for someone that doesn't look like you or whatever. And now I see a lot of companies incorporating plus size models, like true plus size models. They're not doing a lot of the retouching, like the photo retouching. It's not like fake anymore. It's like very real models that look genuinely happy, and they're like, you know, they're confident, and it's just so nice to see that as like something that's, you know, becoming more of a thing. And again, that's just one small industry of a million things. You could hit pain points with, you know, HVAC, with people that are upset that there's a leaky toilet, things like that. But there's definitely lots of things you can do to combat that.
Yeah, awesome. And our last outdated habit to quit is not prioritizing your marketing. So talk
Our
to us
favorite.
a little bit about that.
Yes, our favorite. So obviously, there's a lot of people that we talk to, and it's surprising, but it is very common still that there's a lot of businesses where their marketing takes a backseat.
Yes.
And it really shouldn't. If you truly want to grow your business, if you want to go from that 1 million to 10 million mark, if you want to go from $200,000 in revenue to $1 million, 2 million in the next year, if you want to really hustle, you have to put money into it, because you're not going to make money and you're not going to get over that plateau unless you're putting money into it. So start prioritizing your marketing. It's something that is a necessity. It is not a luxury, right? It's not something that you just get to turn on and turn off when you feel like it. It has to stay running. You have to invest in it.
Yeah.
You have to be part of that conversation with your agency or your company or whoever's doing it for you.
Well, great. Thank you, Britt, for those tips. You heard it here. Don't be one of those people that just dips your toe into digital marketing. Dive in head first with the right company. If you don't have the right company, give us a call. We'd love to speak with you. We'd love to help you grow your company. Thanks for tuning in and have a wonderful Saturday. Okay.